Welcome back. Today we are going to be making Switchel or Haymakers Punch. It is a delicious and very nutritious drink and helps keep you hydrated during the summertime or the hot weather. So let's get started. Before we do start, I am going to talk about some of the ingredients that we have in it and the health benefits. The first ingredient that we are using is ginger. Ginger is a root here, and it is a very powerful ingredient. Ginger itself, I wrote down some of the health benefits here. Ginger is known for having some medicinal properties. It's very anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It also is great for nausea and upset stomach. Any of those ginger drinks that you would drink, this ginger here. And same thing with the stomach problems, it also helps with indigestion as well. It also is great for controlling your blood sugar levels, especially if you're diabetic. And it can help lower cholesterol. It can help fight infection, and it also can help with weight loss. So that's one of the ingredients in here is ginger. And another ingredient we use is apple cider vinegar. It's best to use apple cider vinegar with the mother, and preferably organic. I don't currently have organic apple cider vinegar. I'm just using what I have in my cupboard. There is a channel, if you haven't heard of her, her name is Mary's Nest, and she has some wonderful recipes, including how to make your own apple cider vinegar. So I'll make sure that I link that down below so that if you're interested, you could do that. I'm currently working through my store of apple cider vinegar that I have, and then I will definitely be making my own. But some health benefits of apple cider vinegar. It's vinegar, so it's been used for cleaning and killing bacteria for centuries. It also can help aid in weight loss. It helps reduce cholesterol. It helps lower and control your blood sugar levels, especially those who have diabetes. And it can especially the apple cider vinegar with the mother, has some really great healthy bacteria which is perfect for helping your gut health. Which, if your gut is happy, then the rest of your body is happy. So those are the two really big, powerful ingredients that we have in here. You also use a sweetener, and I like to use honey, and honey itself has a whole bunch of benefits, especially if you're using local raw honey. But I just wanted to touch on the benefits of ginger and apple cider vinegar. So now we will go ahead and cut to where we're putting together this wonderful, very nutritious juice. Okay, so to get started, we have a large mason jar here, a 1 quart mason jar, and then we are going to use ginger to start with. I have about a tablespoon. The recipe calls for a tablespoon. I have a little less than a tablespoon, mostly because my daughter doesn't like the taste of ginger quite as much. You can also use dried ginger if you want to, and that would be about 1 teaspoon of dried ginger. And this recipe will also be on my blog, and I'll have that info in there as well. So we have our grated ginger, and then we're going to use 1/4 of a cup of sweetener. I am using honey, and you can make that more or less if you want to, just kind of to taste and depending on how your juice is, if you're adding juice. What's really nice about this recipe is it is so customizable, honestly. It just kind of depends on your family's taste, which is awesome. So just getting all of that honey out of here for our sweetener. Okay, and then our next ingredient is 1/2 cup of warm water. You don't want it too hot because we don't want it too hot for the apple cider vinegar, but we want it warm enough to be able to break down whatever our sweetener is. And then if you feel like you need to let it sit for a few minutes before we add in the rest of our ingredients to cool down a little bit, then you can. But just adding in this warm water just kind of helps break up that honey so it's not quite as thick and it stirs better. It also helps that ginger seep in a little bit better too. Or if you're using the dried ginger, it'll help dissolve that dried ginger. So simple enough there. Next step is we are going to add our apple cider vinegar. You want to make sure that you get you use the raw with the mother, raw unfiltered with the mother, preferably organic if you can find it. This one is not organic. I just had it in my cupboard though, so that's what I'm going to use. And we're going to do 3 tablespoons of this. And again, that can be adjusted to however works best for you and your family. And then you're going to add in whatever juice you want to add in. Today we're going to try out this blueberry pomegranate. My husband really likes pomegranate juice, and so figured we would try out this one. We're kind of experimenting with all the juices to see what flavor we like best with this. So it's supposed to be 3 cups of juice. I'm just going to pour this whole thing in though. That's what we're doing. Which should be about 3 cups, honestly. Okay, our next ingredient, our last ingredient here is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we want 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. Mix it all up. And then this is best served cold. So if you have ice cubes, you can just pour it over ice cubes. Or I'm just going to stick it in the fridge for just a little bit. Now, you'll notice in there as well, if you can see or not, but there are the ginger pieces floating around. So what I'm going to do, because I personally don't really like pulpy drinks, so what I'm going to do is, after I pull it back out of the fridge, I'm going to filter it out and get the ginger pieces out of it. So I'm just going to close this up and stick this in the fridge for a little bit, and then we'll be back to filter this out and taste test. All right, friends, we are back. Our juice has been in the fridge for about an hour now, and you can see the pulp from the ginger. Hopefully you can see it. It's in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to strain it into here, and then we'll pour the strained juice back in here. That way we don't have the little pieces, because I'm a bit picky when it comes to pulp. I don't really like pulp. My husband doesn't mind, but I don't like it. So, it smells really good. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this if you don't mind pulp, and you also shouldn't have to do this, or you don't have to do this if you're using the ground ginger either. But there's all of our ginger pieces. Also, I have found that it kind of helps with the strength of the ginger, although you could leave it in there to make it even stronger. But like the next day with the pulp in there, last time I made it, I had left the pulp in there, and the next day that ginger was definitely ginger taste was a lot stronger. So let's just pour back in, because I want to keep it in here. And this is a really nice drink on a nice cool day. There's still a little bit of, I didn't get all of it, but it's fine. This is a nice drink on a nice hot day to have a nice cold drink.
It's vinegar.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to hear all about the juice that you made, the Switchel or Haymakers Punch. And let me know, drop a comment down below, and let me know what was your favorite juice to use with this Switchel drink. Can't wait to hear from you. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share with your friends if you think they would enjoy this recipe, and I will see you next time. Taste. I will try a taste. You don't like it?
Yeah.
It's not as much as last time, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just strong at first.
Yeah.
But then after you drink it, it's not so bad.
When I drank it, I just drank it. I didn't it didn't touch my tongue. It was just like...
You didn't have a sip.
No. I was just like...
You definitely can feel the ginger in your throat.
Yeah, it was just like... I was like...
Yeah.